What's up guys? Today a luggage review. 3 duffel bags I picked up at Macy's. Macy's is a good place to go for good quality, casual, name brand items, especially athletic gear. I was looking for some luggage to review. It's the travel season, it's summer, it's spring, whatever. We're going places, and sometimes getting away for just a quick weekend and a duffel bag is probably the best thing to take. So today, if you're on a budget, each of these duffel bags is under $100, under $75. At most, $65 is what we paid, but all of them were around $50. The cheapest being $35, but that is a markdown price from $50. So let's take a look at what we got. We got Nikes, Adidas, and Champion. Like I said, each are around the same price but are markedly different. And even though all are around the same price, I think what's important to preface this video by saying is not all of these duffel bags are the same size. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. One thing I like about ordering from Macy's is if you live in a populated area, guaranteed to have a Macy's around the corner from you at your local mall. So it's easy to make returns if you don't like the item that you ordered. Like I said, you know, on Macy's website, I found these 3 duffel bags to review. I ordered them. But again, what I think is great about Macy's, if you want some of these like name brand, casual, athletic gear type items like these duffel bags we're about to review, Macy's is a really good place to go. They have not only Champion, Adidas, and Nike like we're reviewing today, but other brands as well. Flea, I think I saw, which is a brand that is hard to find at other stores. Before we get into the review, let's do a quick comparison on paper here. So the Champion bag is $50 is what I paid for it. It is 21 inches by 11 by 11. We'll take a look at just how big this is and what you can get inside of it. The Nike bag is the smallest, and it's actually the most interestingly designed. It is pretty forward-looking and innovative, I would say. But it is 18 inches by 9.5 by 8. They refer to this size on Macy's website as being 34 liters. And last but not least, the Adidas is the biggest by far. It is 24 inches by 13 by 12, and they refer to this bag as a medium. So 3 duffel bags, Nike, Adidas, and Champion. Let me take you through each, show you the unique features of each, and then at the end, let me tell you which one is my favorite and which one I would choose to go on a trip with. So first up is our Champion duffel bag. One color which makes it easy to pick. It goes well with everything. Champion and bold lettering on the front. What I really like actually is what differentiates this from, say, your typical gym bag. You can see it's got these blue knotted zipper pulls which make them easy to pull open for easy access. But what I was about to say was this sort of blue accenting really, I think, differentiates this from just, say, your typical gym bag. This is more transient, something more geared for travel. So let's talk about the design. So first and foremost, you get just a basic shoulder strap, no branding, pretty plain, pretty generic, a little bit cheap looking for $50. And then of course your Velcro grab handle, which couples together so that you can pick the bag up, of course, like any other duffel bag. Like I was actually about to show you earlier, there's a zipper pocket on the front. It's about 3 inches deep by a foot wide. Great for credentials, like a wallet. You can put your cell phone in here, credit cards, passport, things like that. This is great as a carry-on, I think. Traveling with this through the airport, it's easy to check things in by just simply unzipping this front pocket and taking out important information. On the right-hand side of the bag, and the reason I say right-hand side is because the front of the bag has the Champion logo. So looking at it from behind, this is the right hand side, but we've got a pretty nicely sized elastic pocket. Have tested packing this bag out, and by the way, each of these bags you'll see I've packed them already, tested them that way. And what I normally would think is to probably put a pair of shoes in this elastic pocket, just a tad too big. Me being a size 11, I found that my tennis shoes were just slightly too big and sticking out of the side, and was afraid that they would fall out. And most importantly is it's got some piping along the outside. What I like about this bag having structure is, of course, being able to see before you pack makes this easy to plan and pack overall. But okay, so this is why this channel exists, and this is why you subscribe. Because even though the pictures on Macy's website look great, what they don't show you is what is inside the bag. So today, let's test pack it and show you the inside of the bag so you can get a good idea just how big it is and if this bag for the next trip is right for you. So inside is a zipper compartment. It's a dedicated toiletry compartment. They stitched it to the inside, it just kind of hangs, but big enough, I would say, for the essentials like a toothbrush, toothpaste, comb, eye drops, whatever you can imagine, probably some deodorant as well. Though if you plan on packing more than that, I would probably get a dedicated toiletry bag. Otherwise, it's just a wide open space, no dividers, no additional pockets. Make this really easy to just fold things up and stack them inside. Also, what's good to see, this bag has 2 zippers, so if you plan on overstuffing it, overpacking it, bring back more than you originally packed, it is possible to maneuver these zippers around and sort of scrunch things down inside. That was the Ascend duffel bag by Champion. It was $50. Let's take a look at our next duffel bag by Adidas. Next up is our Adidas Defender 4 medium duffel bag. This is a size medium, and it is by far the biggest bag here, and also the least expensive at $35. On Macy's website, it will take a bit of thought because this does come in 7 different colors. So you get the standard colors, black, gray, navy, and then some of those more interesting, unique colors, silver, green, which we have in front of us here. You get a jersey black option, which is like a heather, which is similar to the Champion bag. It's got hints of blue in it. And last but not least, red. So my advice is buying this bag online. Purchase this maybe based on your favorite sports team or your alma mater. More on that in a minute, because there is a couple of things I want to talk about, starting with the design. So it's bigger than the Champion duffel bag, and as you will see in the next segment, our Nike duffel bag, really nice build quality, and it is that same rectangular shape like the Champion duffel bag. It's got the piping, but the piping is actually on the inside of the bag, so it gives it its rectangular form. It runs along the sides and along the bottom, but is basically invisible. It kind of hides it and makes everything just look a little more uniform, I think. So for $35, so far so good. You know, the first impressions, the build quality, and also actually is a little more utilitarian. It's a little more functional. It does have a water resistant base. As you can see, it's a little more closed off and smoother of a material at the bottom, and that's because it's a water resistant material. So lay this down in a puddle, or, you know, like I was saying earlier, I don't know, if you maybe, instead of using this to travel, take this like to a hockey rink, maybe if you are on a men's or women's skating team, you know, being in that type of environment with this water resistant bottom will come in handy. But traveling, absolutely positively will come in handy. Having that extra security of being able to put this bag down, maybe if it's raining out, if you're catching cabs standing on the sidewalk. But as far as design goes, it does have that rectangular shape that the Champion duffel bag has. It's got the piping, like I said, which gives it that rectangular form, which makes it easy to pack and plan. But what I like here, and what makes this bag look just a little more seamless and a little bit more finished and actually higher quality, even though it costs less, is what they did was put the piping on the inside, straps together, and carry this bag. You might hear a lot of clinging around, and that's because you've got some metal zipper pulls with the Adidas logo on them. And like I said, this bag being bigger, expect the features to be bigger as well. So on the front is a zipper compartment, but instead of being good for just, you know, your basic credentials and information, you could probably go a little bit further than that. And as you can see on the front, you've got a pocket a foot wide by probably half a foot deep. On the right side, you can see that water resistant lining at the bottom, but you get a grab handle here and the Adidas logo. Again, everything on this bag, being the biggest bag, is scaled up. This compartment is big enough for a pair of tennis shoes, and what's really nice is it's got the perforations at the bottom. So yes, if you go for a run, go to the gym on vacation and throw your tennis shoes in here, don't expect them to stink up the bag. Expect them to air out nicely. It's a big enough compartment to hold something, you know, important like a pair of tennis shoes or maybe a pair of dress shoes. And what's nice here at the bottom, unlike on the Champion bag, you get the perforations here to keep it aired. And like I said earlier, why you subscribe to this channel is because we go a step further, and unfortunately Macy's doesn't show what the inside of this bag looks like on their website. So let's take a look at what comes inside. And just like the Champion duffel bag, it's a wide open space, no dividers, easy to pre-plan and pack. You can fold things up, stack them inside. What I wanted to show you was this, also like the Champion bag, has a side pouch hanging off the side, stitched to the side. It's a zippered pouch. This, you know, also probably for toiletries, but actually smaller than the one inside the Champion bag. Definitely seek out a dedicated toiletry bag because it is just a tad on the small side. So that was the Adidas Defender 4 duffel bag medium. It was on Macy's for $35, marked down from $45. Came in 7 different colors, each of which were available, which is good to see. Usually things marked down like that don't come in exactly the color you want, the size you want, but as you saw, everything fit great inside. It was roomy, spacious. And now for our last duffel bag, let's go ahead and take a look at our duffel bag by Nike, the most expensive but also the smallest and the most interesting. And last but not least is our most expensive duffel bag, also the smallest, but also the most forward-looking, different from probably any duffel bag that you've seen or used traditionally, right? This actually looks more like a briefcase. It's got the grab handle on top, but okay, so let's go ahead and start with the initial purchase. Seeing this online, ordering it, it is $65, marked down from $85, so nearly $100 for this duffel bag. The good news here, not easy to see why it's marked down to $65. Black, you've got the gray Nike check, and even though it comes in only one color and is the most expensive, this is a nice neutral color. You can take this anywhere. And what makes this duffel bag interesting is it compares actually to the Adidas, not in size but in feature. And so how this compares is at the bottom, again, is an attention to the lining at the bottom. So on the Adidas, it was a water resistant lining. At the bottom of this bag, not water resistant, but they do advertise this bottom lining being padded for additional drop protection. So on Macy's website, shopping for these bags, Adidas, they emphasize a water resistant lining, extra padding for added drop protection for the Nike. So what makes this Nike duffel bag such an interesting proposition is how this compares to the Adidas, right? When we think big sports brands, we think Nike, Adidas. Are you worried about, the bottom of the bag getting wet and the contents inside being ruined? Or are you worried about carrying something fragile and dropping it? But okay, so let's go ahead and talk about that more, because even though it has the added drop protection, the way that this bag is designed, you might not find yourself bringing all that much anyway. So kind of interesting. Last but not least, before talking about the design, what Nike refers to this bag as is Nike speed running. So Nike probably has different segments, different types of athletic gear based on sports, right? You can probably find a duffel bag, shopping for basketball gear, or a duffel bag shopping for soccer gear, football gear, golf gear, the list goes on. But this might actually be something you would find shopping for running equipment. This does say Nike Speed Running on it. So this, I guess, is probably more geared for runners. Not really sure, but it does play in, I think, to the overall design and how it functions and how it's meant to be used traveling with it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. What you subscribe to this channel for, what takes us a little bit above and beyond, just looking at these things online and talking about it, is we take a deeper dive and test them. So let's talk about the design, and then of course we'll test pack it. So the design is very interesting. So on the front, starting with the front, you get just a simple vertical pocket. You'll notice that it's big enough to just put my hand inside. So just a couple of things, like I said, for the Champion bag and the Adidas bag, the front pockets on those bags are good for, just credentials, a wallet, IDs, credit cards, and this is no different, but this is by far the smallest. And what is interesting is it's a vertical pocket. So if you put your phone inside, just make sure that it's zipped up, because this pocket being vertical, your phone does have the potential to tumble out, right? As where if it's a horizontal zipper pocket, it, sits down inside the pocket. So just something to keep in mind. Like I said just moments ago at the beginning of this segment, what makes this such an interesting duffel bag compared to whatever you've used in the past traditionally, especially the two that we looked at prior to this one, this has a grab handle at the top that is similar to what you'd find maybe on a briefcase. It's got these really interesting but lightweight rubber zipper pulls, I think keeping in line with, just lightweight and being fast and efficient. And actually what I failed to mention about the Adidas duffel bag that I wish to bring up with this Nike duffel bag is the material itself has a sort of reflective property to it. The Adidas bag is also somewhat reflective, but just pretty interesting, gives it premium look, feel, fit, and finish, and may also serve an important purpose, like I mentioned, standing on the sidewalk. Maybe it's nighttime, you're catching a cab, having this hanging off your back or off your shoulder, I should say more appropriately. What is nice is it acts somewhat reflectively. Still though, what I appreciate about the overall style, the color, it does maintain a relatively neutral appearance. But what you'll see, what makes this even more interesting, and you might even think to yourself, wow, for $65, what a total ripoff, right? But hear me out. So, taking a look at the inside of the bag, what you'll notice is first that it's actually a left side and a right side. But what I think you'll come to realize is, yes, even though it seems like less space for more money, I think the trade-off here is better, because it actually encourages you to pack neatly, to pack lighter, and overall to focus on being more organized, which in turn will make you faster in line with that running philosophy. So, as you'll see on the right side here, this is more of an open space. You can still get quite a bit in here, allowing you to overpack it if you need to. And on the left-hand side, again, is the exact same size compartment, but this time 4 separate netted pockets. So you've got 4 netted pockets. What I actually found out, I rolled up a belt and stuffed a belt inside. So not only is this great for like a quick trip, but maybe a quick business trip. And actually, so aside from the 4 netted pockets, it actually has a zipper divider that unzips to let things pass through it for additional space. The only downside to this design is traveling with this for a quick getaway. If you see something for your spouse or a friend, probably not the duffel bag to bring stuff like that back. But if you plan on bringing someone back like a t-shirt or something, yes, there is a sacrifice with this divided design. Instead of being able to just sort of stack things inside, they need to be folded up and sort of inserted, filed in neatly and organized. So just as promised at the beginning of this video, which bag is my favorite? Which one, going on a quick trip, would I pick to travel with? All 3 are under $75, around $50. So I thought for $50, the Champion bag being the second most expensive, kind of felt like the cheapest bag. For $35, the Adidas bag is available in multiple colors, which for that price, I thought, upon first impressions, for $35, the fact that you could get it in those multiple colors and on sale, and it's bigger than the Champion bag. Though I do tend to feel like I'm going on a sports trip. The Champion brand, on the other hand, I think exudes a more sophisticated and older style with the cursive lettering. So out of the 3 bags, which is my favorite? 3 each has their strengths and weaknesses. The Nike bag is clearly unique and has the highest quality of each of the bags, but ironically, now that I think about it, given it's built for being light and fast, it actually will require the most time and consideration packing it. Like I said, it's the smallest, and because of the divider, it can only take a handful of items, especially if you plan on, being active, going out to dinner, going into the pool. You will need a couple of different styles of outfit. So that being said, I think it is ironic given how small and lightweight it is. They emphasize speed, but packing it probably will take a little bit of opposed to the other 2 bags, which you can kind of just throw things in. But out of the 3, if I had to pick, it would probably still be the Nike bag. And let me tell you why. Because I do like having that challenge of having to sort of think and pick and, be as light as possible. I think that's a good way to be. It just overall keeps costs down, and in the end I think does in fact make you faster and more efficient and lighter. I thought the Adidas bag, that was just a little bit on the bigger side. If I was going on an extended getaway, that would be a better bag. I also felt like, it was for a high schooler or for someone in college. Even though it comes in those 7 different colors, the green, the red, the heather, those are all, collegiate style colors. If I was playing for some kind of men's league and we were traveling, and I was packing, sports equipment and things like that, yeah, that would be the bag I would take. So Nike bag first. I like, more expensive, higher quality things, but I like the Champion bag because more neutral than the Adidas bag. It's big enough, even though it does seem less quality than the Adidas bag, it's still good enough. There is something to be said about paying full retail price for something, and yes, even though it does have a cheaper appearance, it still is lightweight, has nice features to it, is functional, and like I said, has no quality control issues whatsoever. So I really hope you enjoyed that first impressions, first look, comparison, review. This is not the first luggage review video I've made, so hit that like button, subscribe to see more, because I picked each of these duffel bags at Macy's. That makes them a big box good. They were under $75, around $50. So for this travel season, for the upcoming travel seasons, wherever you go and you need to take things with you, whether you're traveling or if it's going to the gym, these bags can double as gym bags, by the way. These are 3 great options that you can find and order, and will serve their purpose well. I thought each of them were great options. Good all around is the rating that I give each of these bags. And actually, one thing I need to mention is on Macy's website, shopping for the Nike duffel bag, unfortunately, it's not available anymore. It was only just a handful of days ago that I ordered these bags, received them, and am now making a review. So kind of surprising to see that that bag is no longer available. I must have got the last one, but it will probably be available somewhere else, or find something similar by another brand or by Nike. So I really hope you enjoyed this first impressions, overview, first look, comparison, review. It's summer, it's travel season. Here are 3 great duffel bags around $50. My name is John. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below, share this video with friends and family. Hit the like button. Thanks again so much for tuning in. My name's John. I will see you in the next video.